Yo, so I'm back here doing this podcast, so this podcast is gonna be brought to you by nobody. It's gonna be just me, just talking the whole time. And I know maybe you won't be used to like a podcast like this, but I promise it's a lot of fun. And you can grab your drink, you can grab your smoke, whatever it is that you wanna, indulge in, and be my guest. So the special guest that I have this week is you guys. So you're my special guest. And so what I want to do is that I want to introduce you guys and just be able for you guys to introduce yourselves and let everybody know who you are. So drop a comment down in the comment box or whatever, and drop a comment, subscribe too, and I'm always gonna be dropping videos. Like I posted recently. I used to be homeless here. I used to be homeless here in Los Angeles. I was never broke, but I actually was homeless. So I was actually living in the street, like sleeping on the sidewalk. I actually had like, $2,000. I could have gone and got a cheap motel wherever, but I actually decided to sleep on the street, on the concrete. And so why? Because obviously I'm not gonna waste my money if I'm obviously homeless. I'm not gonna waste my money like on a hotel or something. If I have like, you know, if I got a little bit of money, I'm not gonna go and spend it on, on a hotel. And so what I did at that point was that, I got a job. I stayed in my friend's car, and so until I was able to get a place, then that's when I invested, which was kind of like an investment to me. It was kind of like I tricked myself into thinking it was an investment, even if it didn't work out as as I planned. So I ended up moving back in with somebody that I know, and so they let me stay there for free, whatever. I was able to save up all this money I've been working for like 6 months or 7 months. So you go from one place to another pretty fast. And so I'm able to do these podcasts now. I'm actually gonna try and go into the studio and trying to like, over this time, actually, when I was homeless, what I was doing, I was actually practicing the guitar a lot. And in my friend's car, wherever I was staying, I was actually practicing the guitar. So I kind of have like almost a whole year worth of guitar at work, and just playing the guitar. Even it added to my to my other 2 years that I had when I was a young kid, when I was 10 years old. I practiced the guitar for like 2 years. So either way, everything works out perfectly. Everything works out for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. And I'm not. At the end of the day, I'm not. I'm not. Shy. I'm not afraid to admit that I was a homeless person. I was actually sleeping on the street. And that's all because of a bad breakup, a bad breakup, and I was actually living with this person, with this girl that I liked. And so she ended up cheating on me. So I mean my options were to stay and let it happen, or to just leave and make something out of myself. So I chose the second choice. So I left, made something out of myself. Here I am, and I'm actually trying to get back into my music. So whatever it is that this podcast means to me, it's very valuable to me. I don't know what it might be for you guys. Just listening on the outside. I know that stuff gets hard sometimes in life. And we got to be out here supporting each other. I really am not that type of person to, throw my, susceptibility to failure around other people just so I can make myself feel good. It's not everybody's fault that I'm fucking up. And so what I want to do is that I want to make this podcast and kind of like thank everyone that everyone that knows me. Maybe some of you guys might listen to this. I want to thank you guys and let you guys know that you guys are awesome and you guys are amazing and you guys are the best. And so without any more credits, without anything to say, I want to start the show. And so the show starts off by me. Well, I could actually just smoke this blunt right now. I think I'll actually just smoke it right now. In the previous podcast that I was just doing right now, I was doing just some random videos. I always post on YouTube. So I was making those right now. You can go and check those out. It's my podcast, Icy Carrot. And so what I was actually doing was that I was actually talking into the camera like a crazy person. And what I mean by that is that I was actually just, talking into the camera, kind of like what I'm doing right now. But it wasn't this. I wasn't doing a podcast. What I was doing is I was just doing like certain videos that had to do with like stuff about life. How to get girls and stuff like that. Like there's some guys that they might not understand how to get girls, and because they haven't been there. Girls are scary. And I say scary because I actually mean that word, scary. I don't mean like scary, like Sorry, I'm hitting my blunt. I mean, I'm hitting my my weed. But girls, women, they're actually scary. And to me, I say that in the most respectful way, and the most honorable way, and the most ethical way. But I mean that they're literally scary to talk to. If you're a believer of the Bible, you will believe this, because in the Bible it says that if you believe in the story of Adam and Eve and all this stuff, it was actually the woman's fault, a lot of a woman's fault. And so well, kind of like ethically, you can think about it in that way if it helps you understand life a little bit more. Or if you want to think about it in kind of like a natural way, like a scientific way. So like a natural scientific way of thinking would explain why women are like that. So women are kind of like, they push you to be the best you can be, but at the same time they're mean at it, That's an easy way to put it. So women will push you to your limit. You have a limit, which is your potential. So your potential and your potential could grow depending on like where you go in life. So women are naturally, like biologically, they're more susceptible to fall into sensitive kind of like be able to be sensitive about certain things. So if a woman feels like, like you can be better than you are right now, then she's obviously going to try and push you to get there, even if it kind of like makes you feel like, I don't want to do that, or, you're being mean to me, or, you're telling me mean stuff, or stuff like that. It's like, they don't want to do it either, but it's just in their nature to do it. So a lot of people get cheated on, a lot of people get broken up with, a lot of people stuff like that, and it's not the woman's fault. I wouldn't say it's the woman's fault. I would never say that. It's actually a part of the man's fault, because you see, women like men. So most women like men that are at the top, So, you got a nice house, nice job, you make a good amount of money, you're stable, all these type of things, They like that, so they kind of want to go and just, they take the easy way, and they just go towards, I'm gonna do this right here because it's the easiest thing to do, just go for, the people at the top, the males at the top, and then we'll choose from there, So imagine you have all these males and they're fighting for, for money and opportunities, job. Women, they're very disagreeable men, like I said in my previous podcast. So they really don't give a fuck about nobody but themselves, and they're out to get the most money. Those are the type of women, males that women go for, and kind of like, very agreeable. So, they'll, follow rules, and they'll follow, they're able to build relationships with people, kind of like that. And so what happens then is that, women want those types of men, you know.